Yeah, big question. hard to give you a catch-all answer. Obviously, with sensitivity, I would say that first of all, monumentally important is a parent who wants their child to be great at something. Absolutely cannot put love out there as kind of reward for becoming good at something. It actually works in the short term. You can get a child to be really, really good and really, really motivated by saying, I'm not going to show you affection until you get, until you get to be really good at, across a certain skill level. But it's a disaster emotionally for kids, and it gets even worse as they grow up. Parents need to help their kids understand that, first of all, whatever they are is okay. Secondly, it's not only okay to fail at stuff, it's actually good to fail at stuff. You cannot learn until you fail. Every time you fail, if you are open to that being a learning experience, why you failed at something, then that is the gateway into learning. And then you combine that with persistence, with this idea that the people who get great at stuff, it requires just pushing and pushing and pushing and never stop pushing, kind of enjoying the process and embracing the failure, as I said, and never being quite satisfied. Having a certain contentment with the process, enjoying who you are and wherever you're at skill-wise, but also knowing that there's more to do, and that over time you will get better at stuff if you push yourself. I know that sounds kind of mundane, but that turns out to be true. So why do child prodigies fizzle out? Well, there are a couple reasons. One is that very important to realize that when kids are immensely great at something, playing the violin, or particularly good at a sport, or having some sort of what looks like a gift in another art or skill, they're never performing at an adult great level. They're only sticking out for what other kids can do. And the reason that's really important to point out is that they're great at a technical skill. I'm not trying to take away from what they do, because obviously it is amazing to watch. And when you have, particularly when you're a parent and you've seen all these kids, your kids and other kids, performing at a relatively average level in some way, and then you see some other kid just doing something amazing, you're blown away by it. But it's important to realize that, for example, when you look at Mozart, yes, he was performing for kings and queens when he was 5, 6 years old. But his performances then could not be compared to a great violinist of 25 or 30 years old. It couldn't be then, and it certainly couldn't be now. Another point to make is that with the Suzuki method and other methods now, there are many, many, many performers now who are performing at that age, 5 to 6 years old, 7 years old, as good or better than what Mozart did when he was a kid. So we tend to hold Mozart up on this pedestal as being having this God-given gift and being one in a zillion in terms of his early musicality. But in actuality, it's fairly easy if you look at his life to explain where he got the skills that he got, and to identify them as skills, not as some sort of supernatural power, and to see that now our culture has actually learned a lot of the trade secrets that at the time maybe only Leopold Mozart knew, and we're applying them left and right to very young kids. Yeah, I think the Suzuki method, the Suzuki school is really exciting, as long as everything's in perspective. You want to follow the child's lead. You want to introduce them to great teachers and expose them to music as early as possible. That's a wonderful thing, and leads it to all sorts of other benefits in life. But you don't want to push them unnaturally. You want to you want to try pushing them a little bit and see if they push back and say, you know what, I'm not ready for this, or yeah, this is something I really want to do. You want to kind of take their temperature as to what their passions are and their persistence.